This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to today's edition of Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm your host, Roby Brock. No guest today. Had a sit-down interview earlier this morning with Governor Sarah Sanders to talk about more details in her State of the State speech. And big news out of Washington, D.C. U.S. Representative Rick Crawford, Republican of Jonesboro, named to the House Intelligence Committee as its chairman. I'll have more details on today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Stay with us.
Talk Business and Politics Daily is sponsored in part by Impact Management Group and
Power. It's right there, waiting, ready to go when you are. Connect this, click that, unconnect and go every day. Delivered by your electric cooperative. Each unique, always united, and completely local. Born from a mission to provide dependable, sustainable, and affordable power to every corner of Arkansas. And delivering on that promise for a brighter Arkansas every day. It's the local hometown cooperative way. Better connected. Together. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
On Tuesday, Governor Sarah Sanders delivered her State of the State address to the Arkansas legislature. There were a lot of details in there, from everything from higher education to tax reform to health care. I had a chance to sit down earlier today with a non-broadcast but on-the-record conversation with Governor Sanders. Here are some of the things that we fleshed out. Sanders said her effort to eliminate the remaining 1/8 of a cent sales tax on groceries can be done legislatively and without a constitutional amendment. The tax has been on the books since her father led an amendment campaign to establish the conservation tax, which provides about $10 million annually to Parks and Tourism, the Game and Fish Commission, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission. Sanders emphasized her desire to eliminate the remaining tax on groceries only applied to the state sales tax, not local taxes, which are a maze of more than 400 city sales taxes and 74 county sales taxes that contribute about $280 million to local government funding. By the way, that $10 million to replace the lost revenue at Parks and Tourism, Game and Fish, and Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, Sanders said that that would come out of just natural and existing cash flow for the state. A briefly mentioned but controversial piece of Sanders' Access Arkansas higher education overhaul involves the firing of professors, even tenured teachers, who promote, quote, indoctrination, which is yet to be defined. Sanders said her office hears on a regular basis from students and parents who have concerns about teachings and college courses. Sanders said a bill would be forthcoming to lay out a process for this effort. She also said she wants institutions of higher ed to be more aligned with the needs of employers and to spend their money more efficiently. She did not foresee more funding being steered broadly towards higher education until different results are achieved. In the healthcare arena, Sanders said there are still many conversations happening with lawmakers and stakeholders, and she anticipates discussions with officials in the incoming Trump administration after next week's inauguration. Sanders wants to explore federal waivers, such as a broad work requirement for able-bodied people on Medicaid with the new Trump administration. Sanders said she did not have plans to terminate Arkansas's Medicaid expansion program, AR Home. The governor plans to have a robust agenda for tackling Arkansas's worst in the nation maternal health standing. She said she's discussing legislation with a number of state lawmakers and expects to see bills filed soon, perhaps as early as next week. You can read more of the governor's comments on those subjects and others, as well as her direct quotes, at our website at talkbusiness.net. When we come back, big news out of Washington, D.C. We're back right after this. We're back with a look at potential constitutional amendments right after this.
Talk Business and Politics Daily is sponsored in part by Capital Advisors Group and
in the Navy, I train recruits. At Walmart, I recruit veterans. So many veterans have built their careers here.
I served in the Army for 11 years. I was promoted 4 times. Been with Walmart 9 years. I've been promoted 5 times.
I started as an hourly associate, and now I run the store.
430,000 veterans hired in the last decade. That's more than serving in the U.S. Navy today. There's no better place for veterans to work.
Well, U.S. Representative Rick Crawford, Republican of Jonesboro, will serve as the next chair of the House Intelligence Committee. He confirmed on Thursday he'll replace outgoing Chairman U.S. Representative Mike Turner of Ohio, who was removed from the position on Wednesday by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. Crawford, the 8-term congressman, is the most senior Republican on the committee now. In Congress since 2010, he's an Army veteran who served for 4 years. He enlisted straight out of high school, served as an explosive ordnance disposal technician, and advanced to the rank of sergeant. With Representative Crawford's appointment as chairman, 5 of the 6 congressmen in Arkansas's congressional delegation now chair major committees in the U.S. House and U.S. Senate. Senator Tom Cotton chairs the Senate Intelligence Committee, while Senator John Boozman helms the Senate Agriculture Committee. In the House, Representative French Hill chairs the House Financial Services Committee, and Representative Bruce Westerman out of the 4th District leads the House Committee on Natural Resources. Finally, Representative Steve Womack named to chair a significant appropriations subcommittee, the Transportation, Housing and Urban Development and Related Agencies Subcommittee, which has a lot to do with highway and housing funding, 2 very critical issues in Arkansas. You can read more on these developments at our website as well at talkbusiness.net. That is all for this edition of Talk Business and Politics Daily. Be sure to catch our 2 TV shows this weekend statewide, Talk Business and Politics, as well as Capital View. You can look at our website and find out where they air locally. We'll have Representatives Aaron Pilkington and Ashley Hudson on the show to talk about what's happening in the legislative session and what's on their agendas. Until next time, I'm Roby Brock. Take care.